Well, in today's video we get the engine back in the HQ and get it back on down the road again. Well, we're finally back doing something with this rig, so we're putting the 3 back together again. So just to have some fun with it for a few months while we build the 400, because it's been sitting too long and I want to use it again because it's really fun. So I'm honing this piece of crap. It's really bad, but it'll run and it will move the car. So yeah, I'm gonna get to slapping this piece of shit back together again. Well, the block's all cleaned and ready for assembly. I've just gone through with hot soapy water, hosed it off, dried it off, and yeah, I'm hoping I can get the short motor together today. I'll be happy with that. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with it. Well, there we go, guys. The long motor is done. Never mind the red heads and the harmonic balancer. I'm going back to the old one, the old balancer that was on the engine. I dialed it in when the heads were off and found that no, where it says top dead center is exactly where it is. So the inertia ring hasn't slipped on it. And I didn't really like the other one. It was a bit suspect putting it on. It seemed a bit tight, and yeah, I could have honed it and whatever, but that one was there. We will paint it. I got the old intake, old rocker covers to just cover it up while I paint it. And yeah, I want to paint it back to the same colour as it was. The I think titanium grey, whatever they call it. Well guys, there we go. Engine's pretty much painted. This is our new, well, old new manifold I'm going to try out. Old wine single plane. Now I just saw getting this thing back in the car, so I'm going to rip the tail shaft out because I've got a weird vibration with it. I'm going to measure my clearance between the yoke and the output shaft bearing, yoke bearing in the back of the extension housing bearing in the back of the transmission, see what that clearance is, and if it's way out, we know a way we can possibly solve the issue. But if that's not the case, we're going to drop it in the car and make sure all our driveline angles are perfect. So I'm still deciding if I drop it in with the transmission attached or not, because we got the roof there and we have had issues with the engine crane hitting the roof. I'm not talking about the bonnet, I'm actually talking about the carport roof. But yeah, we'll get to it. Alright guys, got the transmission here, got the engine dangling in the air. I've got to put a few things on the motor, so starter motor and flex plate and all that sort of stuff. Then bolt the transmission on and put it in there. So I've got the transmission now bolted to the engine. Still got to do up the torque converter bolts, and yeah, it looks pretty good. Ready to I got to sort this out too. It'll probably be easy to do out of the car. Get that bolted in its spot and seal up what's going on down there, and drop it in. Well, a bit of a late one tonight, guys. It's almost 10 o'clock. It was a 40-degree day today, so I decided I might as well do it at night. But got the engine in. Bugs are all over me, but 90% of it's in. I haven't bolted anything down or anything, but it's just sitting there. It's not, you know, this is not holding anything. So it's 90% in the right spot, and we'll come back tomorrow morning and look what we've done. I'm ready to go to bed. Well, morning everyone. This morning we're going to suss out what's going on with our engine and transmission alignment, because when it was in there last time, the
end of the transmission sort of wanted to go to the driver's side. It didn't really, like, you loosen all the bolts and then you try and pull the transmission over and it still just want to slide back over. So since it's just sitting there at the moment and there's no bolts and anything, we'll try and get something aligned, or if you have to modify a mount or something and put a slot in it to get the engine and box to go this way a bit, we will, because that might be a part of our driveline vibration issue. If the transmission is pointing that way, well, it's not going to really help with our driveline angles. So yeah, let's see what we can do. So still trying to get the thing lined up. It's not working. It's these garbage shit engine mounts. They're not in the right. They're not in the correct spot. See, it's hard up on light. You can't really see it. Hard up on that side and the gap on that side, and the transmission's still pointing towards the driver's side. So I'm gonna have to start hogging out holes and eventually change these pieces of shit out for something better. So yeah. Well, there we go. It's in. Everything's bolted up. Got new engine mount bolts. I had to grind a fair bit of this side's engine mount bolt holes out so I could, it would go that way. And it's not solved. I'll probably go buy some tough mounts or something afterwards, but it's better than it was. We'll see if it, how it goes. Now it's just start plumbing shit back up. Well, I got the intake on and a few accessories and that sort of stuff, alternator. I'm working pretty slow today because yeah, it's another 40-degree stupidly hot day, so I'm not working too quick. But yeah, hoping to have a majority of it pieced together by the end of the day. So furthering ourselves along a bit, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a priming tool in where the distributor goes, spin the oil pump, get some oil pressure up, and then we'll drop the distributor in and wire everything up. But pretty much just piecing everything together. Nothing a whole lot interesting, just making everything go together and make it run. Okay, sweet, we got oil pressure. So now we can just drop the distributor in. So I'm just going to rotate the motor to top dead center on the firing stroker number 1, and then yeah, plumb everything in. So I've dropped the distributor in. This is going to be our number 1. I don't know, it's got some advance in it. Wherever it is around there, might be retarded, it might be advanced, I don't know. Around the right spot. So should be good enough to make it bark. Well, started day 3. Engine's now sticking out the bonnet. Got a fair few things done. Let me just, mostly there. Distributor's in. There's no plugs in or anything. Got the exhaust done up last night. What do we got to do today? We got number 13, tail shaft. Got to put tail shaft in now. Rightio. There we go, tail shaft now in. Well, good news. Engine now runs. Didn't get it on video. It's too busy doing what I was supposed to do. Got to put water in it. There's no water in it. And a temp sensor and that sort of thing. And maybe give it a clean. It's pretty freaking feral. And take it for a bit of a test run. Well, got some water in it now. We'll give you a start. There we go. It's running. Loud as usual. We got a slight problem. That doesn't look right. Trying to tell if that's the balancer or is it the pulley. The balancer is wobbling a bit. We'll have to look at it. The pulley's definitely bloody hell. Pretty bad. Sounds good. Makes all the right noises. Just bleeding the system. Whoops. Just letting it run.
Well, let's take it for a quick test drive, see what happens. Yeah, let's go. Just going to go around the block. Not going too far with this thing. Temp gauge doesn't work either, that fitting. I've got to make sure so I don't really even know how hot the car is. So far everything seems normal. Brakes still work, that's nice. I don't know why, I'm hardly moving the foot. It feels like it's got a lot more drivability. I'm hardly touching the accelerator and the thing's like pulling pretty well. Running pretty fat as well. Yeah. Ooh. Bit of smoke coming off the back of the car, but I reckon that's just oil burning off the exhaust. Hasn't been hot for a while. Gone now. I'll go down here and pop the bonnet and see what's going on. Ooh, leans out pretty bad there. We've got some carb tuning to do. Pop the bonnet here, see what's going on. Everything's looking pretty good. Sounding pretty good. Looking sweet, man. It shifts so nice. So guys, I put a few Ks on the motor. Our rocker covers before, we had the steel ones on, were leaking pretty bad. It was because the lip of the rocker cover was actually hard up against the intake manifold, and it was lifting it up, and it's not going to seal. So I've got the cast alloy ones on there, and they've got a nice machine lip as well, so they don't bend and stuff like that, and they don't hit the intake. So I think they're sealing. I think so. We're going to take it for a run and see what happens. The damper wobble, that wasn't the damper, it was the what do you call it, the pulley was bent because it had 2 bolts in it instead of 3. One fell out, so I got 3 in there now, and it's straighter. I think it's a little bit bent because when I only had 2 in there and we're giving it some RPMs, it wasn't too happy about it. Other than that, it's all alright. So yeah, I want to go put some Ks on it and run it in. Decided I'm going to change the colour of the wheels too. I'm going to paint them silver. Well, there we go. Got the fronts done in 2K. Them to do now. The other one's still inside, taped up. Looks pretty not bad. Well, that's painted wheels. Decided to put the flat bonnet back on it again. I just can't run an air filter at the moment, so I'm otherwise it doesn't fit. And yeah, this is going back on, and we're not going to run a filter for a little bit while I make a 3-inch reverse cowl so I can fit one. Other than that, runs pretty good. Runs sweet. Sounds tough. Sounds like proper V8. Yeah. Well, that's probably the end of the video. Everything's sweet. The camera picks up the clicking from the engine. It doesn't really sound like that in real life. But yeah, silver wheels, flat bonnet now. Sounds right. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one.